Team coverage tonight on the deadly courthouse shooting that has one person dead, 3 others hospitalized with gunshot wounds, and the shooter in police custody. Good evening and welcome to 12 News HD. I'm Mary Sturgill. Greg Picasso has the night off. A 41-year-old man opened fire today at the Jefferson County Courthouse, killing 1 and injuring the 3 others. The shooter was also injured by law enforcement gunfire. In a press conference earlier today, Deputy Chief Zena Stevens with the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office described the scene by saying there were, quote, a lot of shell casings, and they wanted to, quote, collect evidence appropriately so they can get a conviction. We begin our team coverage tonight with 12 News HD anchor Kevin Steele, who is live from the Jefferson County Courthouse with details on today's shooting.
Mary, good evening. The explosion of that gunfire here at the Jefferson County Courthouse started at about 11:21 this morning, in fact, and within about 30 minutes it was all over with. You mentioned the shell casings. If you can see behind me at the courthouse tonight, there is an Acadian ambulance unit which is still sitting in the location right in front of the entryway. The reason for that is there are so many shell casings that until right now that vehicle could not be moved. Now some of the investigation is underway and officers are able to release some of those emergency vehicles. Again, it only took about 30 minutes for all of this to end. To the west, about 2 blocks away at RCI, Richard Construction. This is the face of a killer, according to police. 40-year-old Bartholomew Granger is being treated for gunshot wounds tonight. Police believe Granger attended a court appearance on charges of aggravated sexual assault, left during a break in the hearing, and then opened fire on 4 others, killing 1. Police say he shot his daughter. It was an eruption of gunfire that sent hundreds scurrying for cover in the courthouse. How many shots would you say were fired?
You know, I don't know. It's hard to say. It was more than 10, oh, really? I believe, yes. Well, we could see some of the people down underneath.
You could see an elderly woman down there?
Yeah.
Did she pass away, to your understanding?
Yes.
2 blocks from the courthouse, Granger reportedly took up to 4 hostages within just minutes of the shooting. Within a short time, Granger surrendered to police.
This is one of the worst situations officers can be confronted with. You had an individual that was shooting at us and shooting multiple rounds, and it was running like crazy. So our officers did a very good job. We're proud of them. We know that they don't want to take anybody's life, but the county officers involved and the BPD officers involved did a good job. They stopped this guy from getting out of the area. They disabled his vehicle and wounded him enough where he could not get out on the freeway or hurt somebody else.
We believe that some of the shots were fired from a vehicle and some just came outside the vehicle. Okay.
Police are moving cautiously in the investigation, making sure they report only what they know, so many questions remain unanswered. What is for sure is that an elderly woman is dead tonight, and the nerves of many folks in downtown Beaumont may only now, hours later, be recovering. The name of that elderly woman, 79-year-old Minnie Ray Seabolt from Deweyville, one of the tragedies of this whole thing, although there are so many. Also to update, 20-year-old Samantha Jackson, the daughter of the alleged gunman, is shot tonight and is in critical condition. We learned that only a few minutes ago in a press conference. She was to testify in rebuttal in the trial, the aggravated sexual assault trial of Bartholomew Granger. It's been an awful day here at the courthouse. For now, Mary, we'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Kevin. We do have new information tonight on the alleged shooter. According to an affidavit obtained by 12 News HD, Bartholomew Granger was in a civil suit against the city of Beaumont and others. 12 News HD reporter Augustin GARFIAS joins us in studio with more details on the affidavit. Augustin?
The affidavits list Granger in a civil suit against the city of Beaumont and other defendants. In the 2 affidavits, it says that someone in the ranks of Jefferson County is making bad mistakes and decisions. Now, the affidavit provides evidence to show Granger is innocent in a criminal case against a woman. The affidavit also states that the women involved in that case have made false allegations against Granger. As we reported earlier, Bartholomew Granger was to appear in court today on a sexual assault case, according to Judge Larry Thorne, but it is not confirmed if the affidavits are referring to the same criminal case. We are told Granger's trial began Monday, where a jury was selected. Testimony began yesterday. It was to resume today at 1 o'clock in Judge Stevens' court, and again, the shooting was called in at 11:20 this morning. Now, Rife Kimler is Granger's attorney in the case. He was supposed to show up for today, and Kimler wrote in a statement on his Facebook saying, "We had a tragic day at the courthouse. It appears my client was the shooter. I am shocked and dismayed by this outcome, and my thoughts and sympathies are with the families of the victims." Live in the studio, Augustine Garfias, 12 News HD.
All right, thank you, Augustine. We continue team coverage now with 12 News HD reporter Courtney Francisco, who is live at Christus Hospital St. Elizabeth with more on the victims of today's shooting. Courtney?
Police have confirmed 79-year-old Minnie Ray Seabolt was killed today in that shooting spree. The other 3 victims were taken to this hospital behind me. The victims, 20-year-old Samantha Jackson and her mother, as well as a Hispanic male bystander whose name has not been released. Police say 20-year-old Jackson is the daughter of suspected shooter Bartholomew Granger. Police believe the man did have a motive when he fired shots outside of the courthouse but ended up randomly shooting. According to investigators, 3 of the victims were shot directly in front of the courthouse. One of them ran inside to take cover after being hit. Granger ran to a nearby construction shop, and that's when police say negotiators spoke with him on the phone and found out he too had been shot. He's already been released from this hospital. His daughter and her mother are still being treated inside here. The daughter is in critical condition. The other innocent bystander has been released. Live in Beaumont, Courtney Francisco, 12 News HD.
Okay, thank you, Courtney. Again, 2 of those victims are relatives of the alleged shooter, Bartholomew Granger. One, his 20-year-old daughter, Samantha, and her mother. And then, of course, the 79-year-old who was fatally shot. Employees of the Jefferson County Courthouse were just informed that the courthouse will remain closed tomorrow. Following the courthouse shooting, bystanders were talking about how it could have happened. Linda Richard has frequented the Jefferson County Courthouse for more than 40 years and has always felt very safe inside the building. She showed 12 News HD just how her purse runs through security every time she goes through the courthouse. Richard credits the security inside the courthouse for preventing Granger from opening fire inside.
The shooting did not occur inside the courthouse. The subject went to his vehicle apparently and got a firearm and began shooting from the street.
Richard believes the security inside the courthouse is superb and says she only showed up outside the courthouse today after the shooting to look around at the building she frequently visits. Beaumont Police and Jefferson County Sheriff's Office say they feel nothing could have been done differently at the courthouse since Granger was outside when he started shooting. We invited you to join the conversation on our website today. Today we ask in our web poll question, is there enough security at the Jefferson County Courthouse? Here's how you answered. 58% of you said yes, there is enough security at the Jefferson County Courthouse, and 42% of you said no, there is not. Thanks for joining the conversation at 12newsnow.com. Well, let's turn now to a first look at our weather. What a great night to go to the Nederland Heritage Festival.
It really is. And temperatures not really cooling off all that much, probably the upper 60s. Looks like a little change expected through the weekend, but oh my, wait till Tuesday and Wednesday come.
That's okay. That's what, 5 days away?
We'll talk about it in just a few minutes.
All right. Thanks, Patrick. Well, it was a southern sweep for Rick Santorum yesterday. He won primaries in Alabama and Mississippi. The Battle of the South was a battle for conservatives. Evangelical voters made up 80% of the voters in Alabama and Mississippi, and half of the voters in those states say Mitt Romney, the presumed frontrunner, isn't conservative enough. Those voters split between Santorum and Newt Gingrich. Gingrich finished second in both states yesterday and is vowing to fight on. While Romney managed wins yesterday in Hawaii and American Samoa, it is clear that he has some work to do to win over conservatives.
The time is now to make sure that we have the best chance to win this election. And the best chance to win this election is to nominate a conservative to go up against Barack Obama, who can take him on every issue.
Despite Santorum's twin victories, Romney still has double the number of victories as Santorum and a substantial lead in the delegates. Coming up on 12 News HD, Lamar plays Vermont in the first round of the NCAA tournament as we speak.
Hopefully we won't see flooding. Lots can change this far out, but we will certainly be updating our forecast as new computer model data becomes available.
I don't think we could have asked for better weather for this weekend for the Heritage Festival.
Boy, you're not kidding.
We just ordered it specifically.
Maybe an isolated shower or storm,
Yeah.
but temperatures very spring-like for them.
All right.
Looks
Thanks,
good.
Patrick.
Winning the Southland Conference, getting in the NCAA tournament, a lot of work to do. Ashley will be back at 10 o'clock tonight with a full post-game report, and of course we'll have highlights as well.
It's great that Coach Rock was able to talk to some of the players that he recruited
They
on
still
this
love
team.
Coach Rock.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
They
yeah.
came to Lamar because of him.
Because of him, yeah.
But they're winning because of Pat Knight.
That's right. All right. Thanks, Dave.
As you can see, highs close to about 80, and clouds in the morning and overnight, and then partly cloudy skies in the afternoon. Lows will be in the upper 60s. Then a little better chance of rain coming up on Monday at 30%, and then Tuesday and Wednesday could be dealing with heavy rainfall with our next cold front.
So I was joking when I said a moment ago about the record setting, but we could possibly hit a record for the highs if we're that far ahead.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. All right. We'll keep our eye on that. Thank you, Patrick. Well, let's get a quick recap of today's big story. A 41-year-old Beaumont man opened fire today outside the Jefferson County Courthouse, wounding 3 and killing 1. The gunman, Bartholomew Granger, was also wounded during a shootout with police. He was arrested a couple of blocks away from the courthouse after a short standoff with police when he took 4 hostages. Those hostages were able to disarm him at RCI Construction, and police were able to take him into custody. 3 people are in Christus Hospital St. Elizabeth this evening recovering from their wounds. I do believe one of those has been released. 79-year-old Minnie Ray Seabolt was the victim who was shot to death. Samantha Jackson, who is Granger's 20-year-old daughter, remains in critical condition in the hospital. Granger's mother was also, not Granger's mother, Samantha Jackson's mother was also one of the others wounded. And so far, the Sheriff's Office is still investigating. Granger faces charges of 1 count of murder. And we'll leave you for tonight. Make sure you have a great evening. Make sure to join Jackie and Kevin back here at 10 o'clock for the very latest. Have a great night.